Hey guys, what's going on? This is Enox Gamer, and I know I've been away for a little while. I haven't made a video in about 2 weeks, but I do have some content coming at you in the next little while. Some League of Legends, some PlanetSide, which is what we're playing today, and possibly some other things a little bit later on. But I want to talk about this game, sort of kind of like an introduction for those of you who might have not ever heard of the game, or you're thinking about it but haven't really played it or whatever. It's a first-person shooter, and it's very core, obviously, and it is quite different from a lot of other ones. It's not the same kind of Call of Duty, Halo type thing. You can do a lot of different things with this game. But right here we have the spawn, and the cool thing about this game that I really like is, if we go take a look over here, you see these little intercom station type things, and there's a bunch of them all with different icons. So for this one, it's for the air vehicles that they have. There's one for land, there's another one for infantry and stuff like that. And you can actually pick what one you'd like to spawn in. You spawn in, you can pick up some people, and then go to the battle. So the interesting thing to note about this is, one second, I'm going to turn down these settings, the volume, because it's very loud. Just turn some of this stuff down here a little bit. Cool. Alright. So back to this. So the one cool thing I wanted to point out is that there's certain currencies in here. So you have your infantry points, your mechanized, and your aerospace. So your aerospace points are used to buy things that are in the air, like the Mosquito and the Liberator. There's also another one, which is a huge troop transport vehicle. And you need the required resources to spawn these things in. Same with the vehicle ones, which they have a ATV kind of style thing. It's just a one person. They have something called a Sunder, which is basically just the land version. Troop support does have a few guns on it. They're pretty beefy. You have the Lightning, which is very good against infantry, and then the Prowler, which is very good against any sort of armored vehicles. And they all cost varying amounts of points. Now, how do you get points? Well, for controlling certain areas on the map, and this is one of the cool things I really like about this game, is just the dynamic of what you can do on here. So this is the map of Indar, which is the continent that we're on currently, and there's two others. So there's a total of 3 continents that you can fight over. All have varying landscapes and stuff like that. One of them's snow, the other one has some desert and some jungle and stuff like that, and I have actually not been to this one yet. But the cool thing about this, and it looks like there's a lot to it, but it's very simple. For the most part, we'll come down to here. We'll look at this part over here, the Zervan amp station. Now, if we hold control of this base, you can see with this little area that we're in right here, we will control this entire area. Now you can deploy on this, so you basically drop pod right in the battlefield, which is really sick, and you can actually kill things like that. I've been killed while I was in a jet or whatever by one of these ones. But you can actually drop pod in on these things, or you can spawn on your squad leader or whatever, which is really cool because it just makes it so that you can get to the battlefield very fast, very efficiently, and when you guys start taking a base, you can spawn in and start assaulting it. Now, depending on the area, sometimes with some of them you'll get vehicle points, you'll get aerospace points, depending on what base it is, and you'll get them, like right now you can see with what we have here, every, I think it's about 3 minutes or something like that, you get aerospace points for the bases that we hold, and some of them have different qualities. So maybe the Mautech plant might have more mechanized points, so it might give you 45 points every 3 minutes or something like that. So holding on to key objectives is very important because it allows you to spawn in more vehicles of whatever type you want and that sort of thing, which is the primary way to do anything because, as you can see, the map is pretty huge. Now there's a lot of roads and stuff like that, but I would recommend getting in a vehicle as often as you possibly can because it definitely helps. It's really cool because it kind of looks like Risk almost, in that your team is controlling portions of the map, which is one thing that I really liked about this game, is that the whole dynamic of the fact that you can just spawn pretty much wherever there's battle that's going on. You can instant spawn there. You can spawn on certain vehicles, like the Sunder, that big land Jeep thing or whatever. You can spawn in on your leader and stuff like that. And it updates too, so it's not like it's it takes a long time. Once you cap the base, the area becomes yours and you gain control of that. You can also warp to different continents. So this one, as you can see, purple's pretty much kicking everyone's ass. And that's cool as well because it just gives you a different dynamic. So it's not like you're playing on the same thing over and over again. Like when I started playing, I've spent probably about almost 25 hours just on Esamir alone. So I have a good understanding of what the layout of this place is. But there's a lot of different things as well, which completely changes the dynamic of where you're fighting and what you're doing. You can zoom in using the scroll wheel, which is really cool, and you can see just the little bases that are kind of littered around, and they're fairly close together. I mean, like if you have to run from base to base, it's not too bad, but you can see that you can have fighting that isn't like, okay, well, we're down here and then we have to run all the way up here or something like that to start the next battle or to where everyone else is going. They're very close together for the most part, and if you take a vehicle, it literally takes no time to get to any one of these. So that's something that I really liked about that. So you can see here with the UI for the map, you have a few different functions. So you have your profile, so this just shows your battle rank, some of the stats that you have, things like that. And cert points. So cert points, you can use these to buy certain things in the game. So, yeah, continue. Okay. So, the cool thing about that is you can either buy them with real money, because the game is completely free to play, so you can buy these SC points over here. And then you can buy bundles if you want. You can buy attachments for vehicles. You can buy camo. You can buy pretty much anything. So we can just go in the infantry tab here, and you can see that what it is: 700 SC points or 1,000 cert points. You gain the cert points in game. You can gain them by doing various things in the game, as far as I know. I've gotten most of mine just by killing a crap ton of people. And then you can unlock guns. Now the really cool thing I like about this game is that when you go to unlock something, you can have a trial for it. So I think every 8 hours you can test out a gun for 30 minutes or something, which is a long time to wait, but if you're thinking about purchasing it, you can try it out for 30 minutes and see how it is, which is really cool. Now you can also do vehicle upgrades as well. So you can upgrade the guns on the tank, the airships, whatever. You can upgrade things like armor, whatever. You can get missile pods, stuff like that. It's actually really cool. It adds a lot of customization to the game. And I mean, you don't have to spend money on it if you don't want to, but if you want to get that upgrade really fast, you can go ahead and do that if you really like. You can also get memberships. Yes. So you can pay to play the game per month. It gives you bonuses, as you can kind of see here. So you get 25 to 50% more passive cert points, resource gain, experience gain, that sort of thing. So you'll level up faster. You'll be able to spawn more vehicles. You gain 500 SC every month that you're paying for that. But you don't have to. As I said, the game is completely free to play. You can just download it off Steam, hop in it, and go. It also changes from day to night, which I thought was pretty sick because everything looks really cool in this game. Graphics-wise, it looks pretty stellar for a free-to-play game especially. And you can just kind of see the place is huge. Like, this is our main base, so it's really interesting. I'll have some gameplay a little bit later of us in a Liberator with the Zephyr attachment, which basically makes us an AC-130. And I've got some ridiculous killing sprees on that thing. Like, I went like 160 and 2 or something like that. It's pretty awesome. Something else I really want to touch on really quickly just before I kind of close this off, and we'll get into some gameplay a little bit later when I record that tonight. Classes. Big part of the game. Any of these stations that you find here are the infantry stations. You can actually walk up to it, press E, resupply, which is really cool, so it gives you ammo and stuff like that. And you can see the classes here. So you have your infantry, so your basic sniper. They can actually go stealth, which is pretty overpowered. It's ridiculous. Your light assault, combat medic, so they heal not just by passively throwing something on the ground like Battlefield or something like that. You actually have to switch to the gun and then heal somebody. And it has a charge time Oh, maybe this one doesn't. But the cool thing about the classes as well is they each get a special ability. So for someone like the Light Assault, let's say, the cool thing about this is he actually has a jetpack with this one, which is really neat. You can kind of float around a little bit, and you can see by the bar on the very right hand side just above my ammo, it's recharging again. So that's cool things you get with some of them, some of the classes. The other one, one of the other interesting ones is the Heavy Assault. You actually gain a shield which absorbs a bunch of damage, which makes you very tanky. And you have a rocket launcher. So each class has its own things you can do. The engineer can actually repair the vehicles, so that's what I usually do, is just become an engineer and then repair our plane every time we take some damage, stuff like that. And the other thing you can spend your points on, your infantry points, is a max. So this is another class that you can use, and they're pretty beefy. You have two guns, so your left click machine gun, right click is like a rocket launcher type thing, and then your F is basically like a charge, and you run real fast for a few seconds. Now they're very strong, and they can take out a lot of vehicles. They do a lot of damage to them, and they can be repaired by engineers, which is also really cool. Everything else is repaired by a medic. But at any point in time, if you find one of these stations in a base that you control or something like that, you can always come to here, change whatever you want to be, equip it, and boom. You don't have to die and respawn anything like that, which I thought was really cool. So you can drop in, change your class to whatever you need, whatever you want. Engineers can drop ammo, and well, it disappeared. And the other cool thing they can make is they can spawn turrets, which you can take over. And they have infinite ammo, which is very useful because a lot of the times you run out of ammo. So this is a Sunder. It's a huge transport vehicle. Then you have the Liberator, which is a little bit more tankier. It's a 3-person vehicle. And then there's the tanks and stuff like that. And this is the Big Mama. This is what's known as a Galaxy. You can fit 12 people in here, including the pilot, and it's ridiculous. So everything's really easy to fly in this game as well. If you want to slow down, it's just S. If you want to get to your max speed, it's just W. And then if you want to land, it's just Control. So everything flies the same way as it would in Battlefield. You can change the settings and stuff like that to however you like. Everything is pretty self-explanatory. Just hold spacebar and you can take off and kill your teammates if you really want to. But yeah, that's pretty much the introduction to PlanetSide. There's a lot of cool things about this game. The combat's very interesting. It doesn't take that much to kill somebody, and when you start storming a base with half of your team and you're fighting 2 different factions, it gets really intense. One of the things I love is drop pods, which I think you can do with, I believe it's every 10 minutes or something like that. You can drop pod in on a base that's being attacked and reinforce it really quickly, which is what you're about to see here. It's pretty cool. You can actually kill people in the air. If this loads up a little bit. Yeah, so you can steer it a little bit and kind of aim where you want to go. So we're going to try and land between these 2 things here. Boom. And then it just disappears. So, it's pretty awesome. Well, I just got owned. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's just kind of a brief view of PlanetSide. I'll have some gameplay up in another video as well. I don't want to make this one too long, but you'll be able to see some Liberator play, and we'll try and get a bunch of kills for you guys. Hope you liked it. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. If not, you can go ahead and thumbs down. If PlanetSide is something you want to see a little bit more of, I can always do more videos of this. It's completely up to you guys, whatever you feel like seeing. Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.